What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Six Man Blitz. Great episode for you guys today. In today's episode, 3-year anniversary that we've been doing Six Man Blitz. Long time coming. Continuing to get better and better. We're striving to give you the best sports content possible. But let's start off with sports analyst Jordan Schultz. He's credible, Seahawks fan. Seahawks are kind of ass. Maybe, they beat the Eagles, but they've been ass all year. We can't take that from him, though. He's reliable, but he said, according to his sources, Chicago Bears still have yet to make a decision on Justin Fields and Matt Eberflus. What are your thoughts on that?
I think half of that could be true. Yeah. I think we're still on the fence about Justin just because regardless of what the mainstream media presents it as, getting 3 first-round picks is just, if not more enticing than restarting the quarterback.
Yeah, and they're making contract. It seem like we're giving Justin Fields a bag.
We gotta. All we gotta do is agree to a 5th-year option.
Yeah, pick up his 5th-year option.
And people are like, well, you're gonna have to pay him eventually. Well, shit. If we get him a 5th year, even if we pay him early, say we get him on the Daniel Jones deal and he hoop, then we hit on that shit. So.
Yes, it all works out. You look at the deal we got for Bryce Young. Trading that first overall pick to the Panthers. DJ Moore, Darnell Wright.
Mm-hmm.
You got Javon Dexter.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyreek Stevenson. All have hit. All the potential, the flashes are there. Tyreek Stevenson has 2 interceptions on the year, about almost 70 tackles. Javon Dexter finally had a sack. He's had 2 half sacks. But he showed flashes all year.
Mm-hmm.
This is a potential guy that could be starting up front for you to shore up things in the trenches. But these guys are, 5? They're set. Their contracts, rookie contracts. We have time to capitalize off them being, under cheap deals. So we can do that again and get even more players. Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison, you name it. All of them. Whatever.
Neighbors.
We can get them all. But we have a great show for you guys today. We're going to get into all of that. Bears, NFL, Eagles, are they doomed? We're going to get into it all. Ja Morant came back, no rust. He had a buzzer beater, game winner shot.
Damn.
Boy's crazy. And we're going to get into somebody that's more of a criminal than him. You ready?
Let's get it.
Let's do it. Chicago Bears, let's recap the Browns game. What were your takeaways from this horrid loss? Again.
Man, I know a lot of people want to nitpick at drops and poor throws, but anytime you have a defense as good as the Cleveland Browns and your defense outperforms them, and you look at what the offense wasn't able to do, they only put up 3 points of their own. If you consider the points off turnovers, 1 being a pick 6 and 1 being close to a pick 6, I just think it's a nail in the coffin for Getsy first and foremost.
Yes, he sealed his fate.
Is all but nailed to a coffin as well, just because of the critical decisions in a few different ways. Number one, the 4th and short, the 3rd short, we weren't able to complete with as talented as a running quarterback that there is in this league. And then you go to a 3rd and long where you got a deep tackle dropping in 3rd and 15. What the fuck?
I was like, what is Justin Jones doing out there?
What the fuck is he doing in coverage on 3rd and 15? Who is he in cover? Who is he getting?
Not a defensive end like Sweat or
that shit don't make no sense.
The
and then
D tackle.
You think about how we were able to get pressure before all game.
Yeah,
and just really be that difference. And then you look at who was the only 2 people that were able to beat us were Cooper Kupp and Njoku.
Yeah,
and I feel like just living in zone can get you can die. You can die by it too, just because if the quarterback is able to create a little bit extra time and he's accurate, pick you apart, and we've seen that.
Flacco shredded us. He had a crisp ass
200 yards in the fourth quarter. So
300 something for total.
I just think that the coaching staff's fate is all but sealed. I think we need an offensive-minded head coach that can get the most out of Justin Fields. I don't think we should restart the quarterback market.
No.
Just after doing my due diligence and just looking at what that means, because people are acting like there's not going to be growing pains with Caleb Williams.
Oh yeah, for sure. He has some of the same mistakes. So we're going to go through a full year, arguably, another growing process when we got a guy who's kind of been weathered from it all, and really has risen like a phoenix through it all as well, continuing to perform. The team buys into him too.
And
the whole locker room loves him.
Right. So I think we have to. I think this another takeaway was just we're not good enough offensively outside of DJ Moore.
Cole Kmet too.
So
he has his struggles too sometimes. We need more talent at the skill positions. I agree. Get a Brock Bowers. Get a Marvin Harrison. Add more talent to Justin Fields' repertoire. And, you could, build up in the trenches. We need a center. So use those resources instead of getting another quarterback who's going to not have those same resources that you could have for Justin Fields. Especially Caleb Williams. Him and, Justin Fields, I think it's the same quarterback with some of the mistakes like we mentioned already. Some of the things they do well, some of the things they don't do well. It's very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams, you obviously trust his, you like his ceiling and his potential a lot more from what we've seen from USC, but we haven't seen him in an NFL game. We know he has some immaturity issues at times. So that's not a guy I think that should be leading this team.
Mm-hmm.
You already got people in the locker room, Jalen Johnson, DJ Moore. When he's asked about who should be the Chicago Bears quarterback moving forward, what did he say? Justin Fields.
Right.
What makes you look at Justin Fields and think he's not the guy? Those other guys are nice, but Justin Fields is better. And, people are that don't want Justin Fields as their quarterback are what else is he supposed to say? What else is he supposed to say?
Sure.
Fuck Justin Fields. We can't win.
But he also don't have to say it at all if he didn't feel that way. So
True, being public with his opinion.
Yeah, he was very clear on where he stood, and you could sense in his tone and his delivery that he meant that shit.
Yeah.
Whereas, guys are a little bit more calculated. They might take a little bit longer to respond and just really be slow, and you could kind of see that they're thinking about what makes the most sense to say in this moment. Whereas he kind of came out clear with what he felt it meant. And, I couldn't agree. He's having a career years.
With Justin Fields. So
right. Why wouldn't he?
This is the guy you brought in.
Yeah.
You made that move, traded the first pick. You get a guy like DJ Moore. Why are you going to give him another quarterback when he's already building that great connection with the quarterback we have right now?
Right. And you look at his QBR with DJ Moore, and it's off the charts. What if we just got two more DJ Moores? The fuck? Math ain't hard. You know what I'm saying?
Marvin Harrison, you give him other receivers.
The reality is, Claypool, we failed on. Fine, we moved past him.
Mm-hmm.
Mooney is underperformed year after year.
Yes.
After having a 1,000-yard season, not under this regime. So it's time for him to move on. We need to get two bona fide guys that can win early, to help with DJ Moore, and you'll be able to see that you partner that with a offensive-minded head coach.
That offense will open up. I mean, you look at the 49ers, bro. Brock Purdy, he's not Justin Fields. I think Justin Fields is better than Brock Purdy.
No, sure.
In a good spot, right? Look at all the weapons Brock Purdy has. He's gonna probably be our MVP this year. Sure. Whether that's deserving or not, he's probably gonna be what the numbers he's putting up. Deebo Samuel, Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, McCaffrey, offensive line. Yeah, I mean, you got Trent Williams. You got guys up there. He has a full set of weapons to throw the ball to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to get you a Super Bowl. You get guys out there, multiple guys, multiple weapons. The Chiefs on their Super Bowl runs, they have guys they can get the ball to. Tyreek Hill, Kelsey. I mean, the year before, Kelsey, and then you had Juju, who was a big role in that. DJ Moore has been an amazing player, what a dynamic, a great move that we needed to make. But you also got to make other moves to get to that next level. And the goal is to win a championship here, right? So that's what we need to do. Get some more pieces for Justin Fields. But defensively, what were some of your takeaways, other than the piss poor call for the 3rd and 15?
Yeah, I don't like how dependent we are on zone. Now I do see we're trending in the right direction. One thing we have to take into consideration is we played a depleted offensive line as well.
Yes. Lost every bit of all their starters.
So we were able to dominate defensively exactly how you were supposed to against a quarterback that's past his prime that just picked up the phone.
He was on the couch 2 weeks ago, yeah.
And then you got an offensive line that's starting all practice squad guys like we supposed to dominate. So they did. But football is such a yin and a yang game. You have to play complementary football. Especially if you're leaning heavily on the defensive side of things. So it just does not make sense to put them in the position that they did in the second half. And that was just a testament to the Browns' coaching. It was able to put drives together when it mattered most, and we weren't. And you see this time and time again. Eberflus getting out-coached in these games where we got a 10-plus point lead in the fourth quarter.
That is fireable on itself. Yeah. Just 3 games you have lost with a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter or higher.
And could you imagine if those were W's, which they should have been, if we get 1 first down in each of those games?
We could probably win the division.
Yeah, so we're looking at an entirely different narrative around Justin Fields, first and foremost.
Yes. We wouldn't be talking about Caleb Williams.
Right. So I think we're meeting the checkpoints we need to. In certain areas, I think players and the roster building has been great with polls in the first 2 years of this thing. Mm-hmm. So the sky's the limit with this roster. We just need to find the right coach.
The roster, it's not far off. It's almost there. And just the impact Montez Sweat has had, bro. Mm-hmm. 6 sacks right now with, only been with the Bears for 6 games or so. So many games compared to having 6.5 sacks with the Commanders for majority of the beginning of the season. So, 2.5 sacks this last week. Could have had 5 sacks. But, prediction-wise, next 3 games, Cardinals this week, Falcons next week, Packers. You think they can go 3-0 these next 3 games?
So I think they go 2-1.
Okay.
Because we're just Matt LaFleur is a better coach than Eberflus.
Defensively, they got a good D coordinator too.
So I can't see us winning that game just because we're going to be out coached again. That'll kind of be the nail in the coffin. But I do think we beat Arizona. I definitely think we beat Atlanta.
Atlanta's ass.
Arizona scares me just with Kyler Murray and his ability to make plays and our inability to at times. But you'll see, Justin is who he's supposed to be against bad defenses or average defenses.
He takes advantage of those opportunities. And especially with his job on the line, he knows. He knows what's going to happen.
So I anticipate him putting up some big numbers these next 2 weeks. Now, the hard part with him is when we are playing those tougher defenses and
he struggles.
He struggles massively, especially if there's pressure. And guys, aren't.
Cleveland was getting the fuck after him.
Yeah, he struggled.
The pressure was there. And it's just tough because, when we go against those defenses, those great defenses with good defensive coordinators, good coaches, Getsy calls play calling. I mean, his play calling is pretty scared, not trying not to lose, trying not to make, mistakes and stuff. But you can't do that.
It's been terrible.
Yeah, some of those play calls was really bad.
You look at the game this week. The game against Minnesota.
Yeah.
Both games we scored 17. We scored 17 points. Both games we had 4 picks. This game we had 17. The last one.
Minnesota was really bad too. Minnesota was
and our defense scored 14 out of those 17 points. So you mean to tell me you scored 3 points and the Colts put up what? They put up over 30 points on the Browns. Teams have put up hella points against the Browns.
Yes.
Obviously, from a statistical standpoint, they put up crazy numbers, but like you can score on this defense.
Yeah, it's not.
And they
possible.
had safeties out, so it's like
We should have capitalized.
There's
on
no
that.
excuse, man. There's no excuse, and the ability to wear them down over the type of time of the game. Like we abandoned the run. I felt like a lot of times
All season, bro. Like
we went away
our
from
run
the
game.
run.
We were the number one rushing team in the NFL last season, and now we're a subpar rushing team. We don't run the fucking ball at all.
The quarterback design runs.
They were there.
The play calls were ass though.
Yeah,
like those plays where he was like sliding in the backfield and shit. It's like y'all just running quarterback sweep. Like, can we
actually have
put a motion or play action and then like RPO, like something more creative than what we were doing. There was no flow to the offense. There's no, hey, we're bringing the defense this way. If it's aggressive defense, you know you have to reverse direction. You have to show them one thing going this way and then go to the opposite.
And that's the thing. That aggressive defense the Browns had, that Tunyon play was there. That was a good play call for that aggressive defense.
Yeah.
Tunyon dropped the fucking ball.
True.
That gets back to the whole skill positions need to be better. The Philadelphia Eagles, they do design runs pretty well. Play calling, Brian Johnson, he's struggled this year. You know, the coaching, losing Shane Steichen has been huge for this offense because the offense looks different. But they do a great job of design runs for Jalen Hurts. That's something that you need to look at and be like, how can we implement that for Justin Fields? The crazy thing is, we've had Justin Fields design runs. They've been looking great. They were looking good last year.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we do that? But Philadelphia Eagles, are they doomed? What are your thoughts?
No, I don't. I still think they're the third best team in the NFC.
Cowboys above them?
At this point, yeah. But the Cowboys have a tough final 3 games, so that could change easily.
Yes, they got the Dolphins. They got some tough teams coming up.
Exactly, and the Eagles got the Giants twice, right? Or they got the Redskins twice? No, they got the Giants twice.
Tommy DeVito, he was ass last week.
So I'm saying.
So before he was decent. So I mean,
he doesn't have an offensive line. He got sacked like 9 times or 5 times.
Yeah, it was bad. But losing their offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, and Shane Steichen was huge. Those coordinators were having their defense really fucking playing well. Gannon, I didn't think he was going to have that huge of an impact, but it has. His defense doesn't look the same. They lost players too. I mean, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, that was a big loss. They've lost, impact players on this defense. TJ Edwards, we see that his impact on the Bears defense.
Man, he's cold.
And then Steichen on the offensive end, the play calling was a lot better. Yeah. Jalen Hurts was hooping. But you see why those guys are head coaches now. Shane Steichen, Coach of the Year, could be the winner of that potentially. But this Eagles team, I think they're going to pick it up at some point. I still trust them in the playoffs more than Dallas and Detroit. And then any of the other teams in the NFC. Dallas, their loss to the Bills is concerning because they got fucking dominated.
True.
Dak did not look like the MVP. So I think Philly still has a better chance to compete, give the 49ers the best run for their money.
Yeah.
So that's just my thoughts. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the 49ers are the clear-cut favorite, and that could change this weekend. But when you look at what they've been able to do offensively, they got the total package. They can run the ball down your throat, play action heavy, and deadly accurate in the red zone. I mean, fuck. They don't kick field goals.
You don't?
They just score touchdowns.
The tush push.
Brock Purdy being I think he's number 2 fantasy quarterback.
Which is fucking crazy.
And I'm glad I picked him up because at least in my work league where he's 4 tuds a game.
Yeah, it's been pretty fucking solid.
4 tuds a game. So it's I think they're the clear-cut favorite. Dallas and the Eagles, you still see chinks in the armor where with 49ers, they were able to address that with the Chase Young addition.
Yeah.
And really haven't looked back since.
Their defense has looked like much better. Secondary has been doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Really, this 49ers team, it's their their Super Bowl run.
Right.
Only they can get in the way, I think. So with the 49ers, I think only their injuries could get in their way of derailing them from the Super Bowl run.
Mm-hmm.
They're that fucking good offensively. They're not missing a beat. Debo Samuel, give me some Debo. Their defense, Debo has been playing well. Defense is playing well.
Debo been hooping.
He's been hooping. Great fantasy guy. So, they've been not missing a beat at all on both sides of the ball. So really, not too many teams can beat them. I mean, how many teams in the NFL you think can beat the 49ers? If you had to guess. Like, Super Bowl matchup, I give them a chance.
Shoot. I think the Chiefs.
Okay. Because Patrick Mahomes.
And shit. Maybe Miami.
Miami, yeah.
But Baltimore.
I think Baltimore can match up with them the best out of all the teams in the NFL.
Yeah, so those would be the ones that come to mind the most.
No Dallas? You don't think Dallas can get them? Nah, Dallas.
Nah, they haven't been able to.
Yeah.
They haven't been able to.
And my thing with Dallas is they just always have that, that big brother kind of vibe with, the 49ers can beat on them and dominate them. It's not even Brock Purdy last year, the game was kind of close towards the end. Dak Prescott, those turnovers. So it's like getting over that hump. They can't when it comes to the 49ers. But, really, Baltimore, I think they got the best chance to compete with the 49ers and knock them off. We'll see that matchup, Monday Night Football this week. And, potentially the Super Bowl. I think that's my Super Bowl pick right now.
Same.
I give the Eagles a shot. Come playoff time.
Yeah.
I feel like this team can figure it out and get their shit together come playoff time. I give them a shot against the 49ers and, scratch all that shit that happened when they played each other a couple weeks ago. I think, they can figure things out. Shaq Leonard, though, that addition really, he looks cooked. He looks cooked. Did you see him out there, bro?
I seen him one play. He looked long as hell, Pauls.
Oh. He did look long, yes. But he didn't look athletic. He looked like he just let the running back run past him. But, so that addition really hasn't done much for this Eagles team. They do need to change something, though. They let Matt Patricia coach the...
Yes.
Yeah, he's asked to. So Matt Patricia hasn't changed shit. So they need to make even more changes. But I think they'll get their shit together at some point. So Philly, Baltimore, Miami, Kansas City, because Patrick Mahomes. We're forgetting a team, though. Buffalo. I think Buffalo can give the 49ers a go.
Yeah.
I think they can give them a go.
Saying that.
I think they can give them a little go. Especially if they're running the ball how they are. Defensively, the injuries they face, things have gotten better for them. They've got adjusted to those injuries. They're still playing at elite level defensively. Right. So I think they can give the 49ers some go, too.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I agree with them as well, especially you see the beatdown they put on Dallas.
Yes.
Especially at home. San Fran,
they had their way.
Side of the country. So, absolutely.
So, moving forward to that matchup, 49ers versus Ravens, what are your predictions for this game? What are your thoughts?
It's going to be a battle of the ages, and they've been hyping it up already. I'm super excited for this game. It's the game of the week. This is two teams that are the best versions in the NFL, and very similar in ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think I'm going to have to lean Lamar just because.
I think they're going to win, too. I think the Ravens are going to win.
Then you look at Roquan, what he was able to do, and then you look at the Niners defense. Very similar as well. So it's tough, man.
It's going to, I think McCaffrey.
I think this decides who's going to be that front runner for MVP, honestly.
So if Lamar wins this.
I think he steals the show.
You think so? If Lamar goes out there and plays, he has a great track record against NFC teams. I think he can, do some things and impact this game. I think Kyle Hamilton is another X factor for this game.
Yeah.
You need somebody that's going to be able to float around, follow guys.
Yeah.
Kittle, Debo Samuel. You need somebody to lock down these guys.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens have an answer for that with Kyle Hamilton. I think they should be able to do some things with him. And defensive line, the Ravens have been hooping, getting after Jadeveon Clowney's having a resurgence here. And then their interior tackle has like 12 sacks. So the Ravens, They match up well with the 49ers. I'm going to take the Ravens in a fucking dogfight, though. Man. It's going to be a fucking dogfight. You got the Ravens, too?
Yeah, I got the Ravens. 35-31.
Okay. And Lamar has a day, though. Like 4 TDs, and he does it against this 49ers defense that has dominated teams past couple weeks. He might be running away with MVP. He might be running away. Because he's already the first seed in the AFC.
Check.
And then, the numbers definitely aren't to the same level as Purdy and stuff, but he still is putting up pretty good numbers. Completion percentage is high, and you see him rushing the ball, too, 700-some yards rushing. So, 3,000 yards passing. So he's having a pretty good year, and I think this game puts him over the hump. But, I mean, right now, though, like, who would you pick that's going to win MVP right now if you had to guess?
Man, the way you set up this game Sunday, I like Lamar, honestly.
Lamar really is the MVP, I think. Every year, he's healthy.
I think McCaffrey is to this point.
Okay.
But if our prediction is correct and Lamar hoops and they beat the Niners, he's going to leapfrog McCaffrey as well as Brock Purdy. And be able to kind of clinch that MVP spot.
And, McCaffrey definitely, he's amazing. He definitely deserves to be at least, at worst, top 3 finalists.
Sure.
When it comes down to it. But you know how it's a quarterback-driven league. Brock Purdy, I don't think he should win it. I don't right now I know he's the favorite. Right now he has the highest odds to win it, but I don't think he deserves to win it. He's not even the 5th best player on this team.
Right. Yeah, and it's you hear this argument a lot. Is it the talent around the quarterback? Is he blossoming as a result? And you look at quarterbacks in other situations, and they're not having similar success. So it's a lot to take in. You look at Trevor Lawrence, for example. He's got all the weapons he needs to be successful.
The coach, too.
Down year.
Yeah.
So there's 2 ways to look at it.
Yeah, it's definitely. You either make the most out of your opportunities or you don't. Brock Purdy, I'm not trying to take anything away from him.
I think McCaffrey is more deserving on that team.
Debo, too. For that, you got all these guys that are change the game and impact the game more than Brock Purdy. No offense to him. He's still a pretty good quarterback, but not elite tier. That brings you to that fucking question, that point. Cam Newton, what he was saying. There's a difference between, you're seeing what he was saying, right? Yeah. There's a difference between the game changers, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Mahomes, and then the game managers, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff, Brock Purdy. Did you agree with what he was saying?
Yeah, because he explained his definition of a game manager.
Pretty well.
Yeah, so what I think the distinction is, Mahomes can create regardless who the receiver is.
That's, big example.
Same thing with Josh Allen. Same thing with Lamar Jackson, and you've seen that. I mean, he won MVP with, a great tight end. That was it.
The best receiver, and he's been cheeks.
Right. So it's kind of like LeBron going to the finals early with
Ilgauskas.
Exactly. So I agree wholeheartedly. And then you got game managers who, for example,
have all the
Tom
pieces.
Brady. He's looking at it from a chess perspective. He's not taking sacks. He's hitting his check down when needed. He's getting the ball out quickly, and he's getting the ball out to his playmakers, the guys who change the game. So I think the difference is one relies on athleticism and more of the God-given talent, whereas one, the game manager, his definition relies on just the chess of football and just being the master of that piece, outthinking your opponent, putting your team in the best play, and getting into your playmakers, and be able to go no huddle like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady and go win those drives. And it looks like they willed their team, but they're just putting their team in the best plays, getting the ball out quickly.
They're not doing it themselves,
right.
These game changers, Patrick Mahomes.
He don't
need much. He's doing it. All the plays he makes, extended plays. That's why I think every fucking year, Lamar Jackson is a game changer for this Ravens team. When he's healthy, they're first in the AFC. Always, bro. They're always first in the AFC when he's healthy. When he gets hurt, that's when things change. But if he's healthy, they're first in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
Even with Mahomes in that fucking division, like, you know what I mean? So the year he won MVP, they had a first round bye. No, they played the Titans. Unfortunately, they lost. But so this year is no different. Lamar Jackson's still impacting the game. He's the best player on the field majority of the games. Anytime he plays on the field, he's the best player on the field. So that's why I think he deserves to be MVP, and his case will continue when he beats the 49ers. You're going to see it.
Yeah, and the way he's been able to improve as a passer, a pocket passer. I mean, his pocket presence is upgraded. Kind of gives me hope for Justin Fields.
He doesn't want to run the ball no more. Like, he's getting away from defenders and then throwing it.
And his accuracy has been great.
Yes.
His completion percentage is through the roof. So, yeah, he's been making the changes necessary to his game to take that next step, which you've seen.
Let's switch over to the NBA. Let's talk about Ja Morant for a little. 25-game suspension.
Yeah.
He had some rust on him. I mean, he did have rust on him. That's the funny part. But let's switch over to the NBA. Let's talk about Ja Morant coming off a 25-game suspension for his gun antics. You know, posting the blicky on social media and stuff. But now, you know, at his game back, 34 points, buzzer beater game winner. In his first game back, we expect to see some rust. This guy, obviously he was working hard in his time off because he showed it in a big way. 34 points, went crazy against the Pelicans.
Man, and official 34 too.
Yes,
he's 12 for 24.
Damn.
Made 10 out of 12 free throws. So like, the man came in like
on a mission.
Like he never stopped playing.
It's fucking crazy.
So
Young bloods.
That just shows, every now and then you need to be humbled, and hopefully he takes it and runs with it. You know what I'm saying? We're quick to demonize these kids just because they're what comes a lot. You're expected a lot, rightfully so. So
it's tough. Yeah, these young dudes, man.
But it's the goal is learning from it.
Yeah,
not letting it be the end all be all. So
yeah, hopefully he's
number one way to do that is to get your ass out the way.
Yeah,
and then continue to perform on the court.
And that's the thing too. People will forget if your ass out there hooping and you're playing to the level of like what he just did tonight.
Exactly.
So people will forget about the whole blicky, doing the gun in the strip club and shit, doing all the nuts shit he was doing. People forget about it. But in terms of a guy like Draymond Green, I don't think people forget about that shit because he's continuing to do it.
Right,
and he's not young.
Forget. They try to forget, but it's getting worse. Like, it's worse. Come on, bro. Weekend ain't no reason for you to be putting your hands on motherfuckers all the time.
Every time. And the shit, instead of people having like a highlight tape of them just making a lot of good plays, here's a highlight tape of him just punching people and kicking them.
In the most weirdest ways, too.
Yeah. Like, it doesn't even...
He be trying his hardest to play it off, but it looks crazy.
It doesn't even look justifiable.
No.
Like, the shit somebody's doing to him doesn't even look like it needs an uppercut. So, do you think he should have been suspended for the whole year?
Ah, man, at this point, I think indefinite is the right word to use just because we don't know.
Yeah, they gave his ass like 3 weeks, I think. He's going to get some counseling.
I think, the work needs to be done. They can't just allow him. A punishment isn't what's important. What's important is my man figuring out why he punching on motherfuckers all the time.
Why are you so violent? Why is this necessary?
Going through as a child. You just
Did
quit.
You see the video?
Quit. Not even thinking about the shit.
Hey.
That nigga quit.
The video I sent you about him and the dude in the courthouse trying to...
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, you can't help yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm trying to put my hands on somebody.
And he's in the wrong sport. Hockey, football would have been justifiable for him.
Sure.
But stuff, hopefully he gets the help he needs. And he's supposed to be like that voice, a mentor for the young guys on his team. He's supposed to be one of the...
Can't be an old nigga putting your hands on motherfuckers.
And the young dudes, too. He knocked the fuck out of Jordan Poole not too long ago.
True.
Jordan Poole probably deserved that shit, though. He had that shit coming.
Don't nobody deserve to have hands put on them.
Yeah. There's other ways to solve shit.
Right. So
Conversations. Seems like Draymond Green doesn't like to conversate.
But nah, he went on that little press run, explain like he didn't say sorry either. Like he was just kind of explaining.
He's trolling.
It was just weird. It was very weird. It was very like the narrative was just very weird. I didn't like it at all. And you're seeing what comes out of that, like no accountability. You just took this 30-minute time slot to just fucking have a little mini biopic of the growth you've made as a result, which was 100% a lie. Right.
So hopefully things get better for him.
Has he addressed anything on his pod?
I haven't seen shit about his podcast.
I haven't seen shit on his podcast.
He must be on a break.
Yeah.
Colin Coward probably took the mic from him.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, so hopefully things are getting better for Draymond Green, Ja Morant. Hopefully we can continue seeing performances from him like that.
True.
But if things get worse for Draymond Green, we'll be talking about it. So, but that's all we got for the show today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe on our channel and stay updated with our content. So many videos coming out. Just stay updated with it. You'll never miss content that you need to know. Stuff that, helps you fantasy football, Bears post-game shows, all that. 3 times this season with a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter have lost. We lost 3 games with impossible chances to lose the game in the fourth quarter. It's happened 3 times and all season. That's been the story of our year. Not good enough, can't finish in the fourth quarter.